Hi everyone, this is Dr. Quinn Ah, and I'm going to demonstrate how to pour the agar into the Petri dishes for your STEM kit. So for this STEM kit, you're going to need your beaker, your agar, your Petri dishes, and the marker. To begin, you want to fill up your beaker with the water. For this activity, you're going to need 80 milliliters of water. And the easiest way to do this is actually to mark on the beaker with your pen where 80 milliliters is, and then to fill it up with some water from your tank. After that, we're going to take our agar, which I have in this dish here, which you have in a little bag, and we're going to put this into the beaker. You can give it a little swirl, or you can whisk it up with a fork, but it's not going to dissolve. We have to microwave it for it to dissolve first. So let's do that. We're going to put it in our microwave here for 1 minute. Now, depending on your microwave, it may take a little bit longer or a little bit less time to do this. What you want to do is you want to watch it to make sure it doesn't bubble over. If it does bubble over, you want to stop it immediately and then pause so that way it doesn't volcano all over. Once your agar is fully melted, you want to take it out of the microwave using a hot glove because it could be very hot. Next, what you want to do is give your agar a quick stir using a fork or a whisk. And this is just to make sure it's all completely dissolved. If it's not completely dissolved, put it back in the microwave until it's completely dissolved. While your agar is cooling, you want to label your plates. So you have 6 of these Petri dishes. You're going to take your marker and you're going to label 3 of these dishes plus UV light. And you're also going to put today's date. The other 3 dishes, you're going to label no UV light. Our agar is cool enough to handle now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pour the agar into these Petri dishes. To do that, take your dishes, flip them so that way the lids are sitting on top, and the lid is the bigger portion. So we're going to take the lids off and lay them down like this. And then we're going to take our agar and pour them into the dishes. You want to pour them so that way they're about halfway full and not more than that. So carefully pour the agar into the dishes and try to evenly distribute it. You want to try to avoid getting any agar on the sides of the plates. But if you do, you can just wipe it up with a paper towel. Now you may have some extra agar, and that's okay. That's just in case there are spills. So if you have extra agar like I do, you can just let it sit in the beaker and it'll solidify. And once it's solidified, you can take it out and put it into the trash. So now that our plates are poured, we're going to let these sit. We're not going to touch them. We won't touch the liquid or the dishes until they're completely cool and solid. And that'll take about 15 minutes. Our Petri dishes have solidified by now. So what you can do now is once you've decided on your locations, write the locations on the back of your Petri dishes. You're going to do 2 Petri dishes for each location. One that's going to be put under the UV light and the other one that is not going to be put under the UV light. Now we're going to swab an area for germs. So to do this, you're going to take your cotton swabs and have a little cup of water that you can wet the cotton swabs in. So wet your cotton swab, and I'm going to take the bottom of my shoe here, which is a really dirty place. And you're just going to take your wet cotton swab and cover the whole cotton swab. You might want to rotate the cotton swab as you're swabbing it. Then you're going to take your dish and take the cotton swab and sweep across the whole thing several times. And you may need to turn the dish a couple of times to make sure it's fully covered. You can take the same cotton swab, or what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a new cotton swab and create a second dish that won't be treated with UV light. So do this for each of the locations that you've chosen, and you should have 3 locations total. One you're going to swab onto the plates that have no UV light. The other ones will be treated with UV light. Once you've finished swabbing all of your plates, you want to tape the ends of them so that way they don't open accidentally. We are going to be growing microbes in here, and some of them can be pretty dangerous. So we're going to tape the ends of these. On both sides. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put the plates that we're not going to be treating with UV light into a Ziploc bag. And we're going to lay them out so that way they are all flat like this. And when we grow them, we want to actually grow them so that way the lids are face down and we can see the labeling. You're going to put this in a dark place, such as a drawer. And you're going to let it grow for at least 2 days. The other dishes, we're going to subject them to UV light. For that, we're going to need our UV light box that we made. So we're going to take these dishes, put this UV box someplace where you won't be disturbed. We'll turn the UV light on. You can see there's the light there. We're going to let this sit for at least overnight, up to 24 hours. After the overnight or 24-hour time period, you're going to unplug this and you're going to put these in Ziploc bags and put them in the same place that you put your other dishes. Check on it after a day or 2 and you'll start to see colonies growing on your dishes. And then take a look and see what kinds of germs and other microbes you can grow.